Now, I'm currently a millionaire from YouTube, but when I was 12, I started my first YouTube channel just uploading videos of me playing the game RuneScape. And that YouTube channel never achieved much success or made any money, but what I learned was worth more than 1 million subscribers. Because after playing for a while and documenting what I was doing, I basically became the Alex Hormozi of the game. And I ended up with a net worth of hundreds of millions of GP, which stands for gold pieces, which means I had FU money. And while doing all of that didn't actually make me a millionaire in real life, I learned a lot about business from mastering the game. And over the years, I made several attempts to create some other YouTube channels, but they didn't really take off. Not until late 2019 when I decided to go monk mode and focus on my main YouTube channel, Shane Hummus. And when doing so, I discovered a little known algorithm hack that absolutely exploded my growth. And within the year, I was making $10,000 a month just from YouTube AdSense alone. Now fast forward to today, and that channel is nearly 1 million subscribers, and I've helped over 100 other creators achieve success on YouTube as well. So if you're watching this video, you're probably wondering how I did all of that. And so I'm gonna break down exactly how I did it so that you won't have to go through the grueling process of learning how to do it like I did. And by the end of this video, you're gonna have a step-by-step blueprint on how to grow your channel from scratch and make it from 0 to 100K subscribers and making 10K per month this year. So if you're ready to turn your YouTube channel from a hobby into a money printer, hit that like button because it's gonna be your first step to world domination. All right, so let's go ahead and jump in right now and talk about number 1 on the list, which is going to be nailing the fundamentals. Okay, so what exactly do I mean by nailing the fundamentals? Well, obviously, that kind of, goes over a lot of different things. Basically, by nailing the fundamentals, what I mean is simply do the things that matter and don't do the things that don't matter. Okay? And I know, like, again, I'm simplifying things here, obviously, but when it comes to any type of sport out there, whether it's basketball, boxing, MMA, games like chess, etc., there's certain things that are just fundamental that you just have to understand. And you really just need to nail the fundamentals. And those are the things that are the most important that make the biggest difference. And these are things that I've talked about on the channel quite a few times. So if you're confused about what the fundamentals are, just watch other videos on my channel. But just to name a few things, the first thing is you want to make educational content. And I'm not going to explain why, because you can just watch my other videos to see why, but making educational content is much more profitable, and you're basically treating YouTube like a business when you do this. The second thing is make sure you use a personal brand. Don't do a faceless channel, because it's just much easier to grow, much easier to get views, much easier to make money with a personal brand. And the third thing is solve real problems for real people that have real money, right? You want to be solving painful problems for people with educational content, and specifically you want to try to target people who actually have the money to pay you to help solve those problems. Another thing is pick a niche and then make niche content. Right? So don't make mass market content because it's not as profitable. You get a lot more views, but you're not going to make as much money. With niche content, you can literally get hundreds or even thousands of views per video, in the low thousands, and you can be making potentially even millions of dollars a year. And then follow a proven system. So, find somebody who actually has succeeded on YouTube and just do what they tell you to do, and then don't do the things they tell you not to do. So for instance, obsessing over tags or SEO and stuff like that is something that is just mostly a waste of time. And so you shouldn't be obsessing over tags. You shouldn't be taking way too long to do your videos, for instance. That's a really common thing that I see with newbies. And then another thing is make sustainable content. So if you are basically targeting like a B2B or a sophisticated audience, you can make content that isn't super well edited and you spend a bunch of time on it, kind of like I'm doing with this content, because the people that you're targeting are smart and they really want to dive deep on a subject. So they don't care that much about editing and all that kind of thing. Whereas if you're targeting more of a mass market audience, you are probably going to have to edit more. You are going to have to do more retention editing type content, but make sure that you hire someone or hire a freelancer so that you're not spending all of your time editing. So that's number 1, nail the fundamentals. Number 2, and this is something that I highly recommend you do, and most people won't do it, but do a 30-day challenge, right? So this is how to grow your channel from absolute zero. If you have a tiny channel or you're just starting your channel, do a 30-day challenge where you upload videos for 30 days in a row. Okay, I cannot tell you how much this is going to help you in so many different ways. You do 1 video per day for 30 days. It's just that simple. 1 video per day for 30 days, and that is a 30-day challenge. And you want to make raw, authentic content. Another way of saying this is low effort. Okay, make low effort content. Low effort does not mean low value, by the way. Some of my best videos were low effort content, but they got millions of views because they were covering an idea that was really important and they were actually valuable. Like, I was actually delivering really valuable information within the video. This is a chance for you to test out different formats, ideas, content types, etc., and figure out not only what your audience wants, but what does the best, and also what you enjoy making as well. So this is a great opportunity for you to test these things out. And you're going to get better faster. Okay, just like simply putting in the reps, you're gonna get better faster. So by the end of those 30 days, you're gonna be significantly better at YouTube than you were when you started, just simply by putting in the reps. It's just like going to the gym. Right? You don't do anything crazy special when you go to the gym. It's not like you're lifting twice as much as you usually do, but just by simply going to the gym consistently, you're going to get stronger. And it's the same thing with YouTube. And then this is probably the most important thing. You get over analysis paralysis, for instance, picking your niche, and you learn to take action. Take action, and you also learn to not be a perfectionist. These three kind of go hand in hand, but when you're doing a 30-day challenge, you're gonna get over analysis paralysis because you literally don't have time to do it, and it's gonna help you pick your niche. You're gonna take action, and you're not going to be a perfectionist, right? Or perfectionist, because this is something that is so common when people first start on YouTube, is they just have this perfectionist mentality, and that prevents them from having success. All right, so number 3, you can start promoting your videos using the content tab method. So if you guys aren't aware, you can actually promote your videos on YouTube within YouTube natively. You go to the content tab, you go to all the way to the right to promotions, and you can actually promote your videos. Now, you need to be careful how you do this because you only want to promote to English-speaking audiences, okay? Preferably first world, okay? So first world English-speaking audiences, so countries like Canada, US, UK, Australia, New Zealand, etc. And you can do a couple others, for instance, European countries where a lot of people speak English and, they make a decent amount of money, but you only want to promote to English-speaking audiences. You can do promotions that are designed to get views and do promotions that are designed to get subscribers. So this can actually help you get to 4,000 hours of watch time and 1,000 subs, okay? Because this is something where, it takes a long time to do it on your own. And YouTube actually says that, if you use these to get your subscribers, that you're not able to get monetized because blah blah blah, like they have all these excuses. But for some reason the attribution is a little weird. So it's very clear that you're getting the subscribers and the watch time. This is something that I've been testing and something that my students have been testing. So it's very clear you're getting the subscribers and the watch time from the YouTube promotion, but it only attributes a very small percentage of the subscribers and the watch time to the YouTube promotion. It's like really weird. It'll say that it comes from an external place or like something like that. But in reality, it's like everybody knows you're getting the subscribers from the YouTube promotion, but for some reason it only attributes a certain amount of them. Sometimes it's only like 20%. And so this can actually help you get to 4,000 hours of watch time and 1,000 subscribers. And it can help you get there a heck of a lot faster as well. And so this is something where you can speed this up because usually, even if you're really diligent about this, usually this is going to take 3 months. But if you do this, if you do the 30-day challenge and you start promoting your videos using the content tab method, this is something that can take you a lot less time. It can take you like one month or something like that. And when I say 3 months, like honestly, it's usually more like 3 to 6 for the average person. But you can do like one to 2 if you use this method. So this is something, it is a little bit of pay to play. It's probably going to cost you somewhere between $500 to $1,000 if you want to do it all the way. But with that being said, you are going to get to that goal much faster. There are some downsides of doing this. I'm just going to say this. And also, I don't guarantee you that this is going to work in the future. This is something that's working now, but I don't know if it's going to work in the future. I also don't know if it works for everyone. It's worked for my students, but I don't know if it works for everyone, right? But there is some downsides to this. Subscribers are less likely to watch your content and stick around. So that is a downside to it. That does suck, but it is just a reality. Subscribers are less likely to watch your content and stick around. So the upside of getting monetized very quickly, which by the way, when you get monetized, YouTube is more likely to promote your content. The upside, in my opinion, of getting monetized very quickly on YouTube, where you actually can show ads on YouTube, and so therefore they have an incentive to show your content to more people because they're actually making money from it. The upside to this outweighs the downside of the upside of like getting there quicker, right? Within 1 to 2 months instead of 3 to 6 months, outweighs the downside of the fact that those first 1,000 subscribers you get are probably not going to be very active, right? So it does outweigh the downside, in my opinion. Okay. It just saves you a few months, right? It'll probably save you overall, all things being equal, it's probably going to save you like 2 to 3 months if you do this, okay? So start promoting your videos using the content tab method. It's super effective. Hopefully it still works in the future. Right now it's working, and hopefully it continues to work in the future. Number 4, analyze and evolve. So basically what this means is we are going to be, let me start using my trusty little marker here. You're going to be analyzing the content after you've done, 30 videos, after, your 30-day challenge. You're going to be analyzing your content, and based on which ones did better, / which ones you like the most, / which ones are easiest to monetize, right? You're going to think about these things. You are going to use what's known as the evolution method. And the evolution method works very similar to evolution. You've got some kind of animal, let's say the very simple method, this is the example that Charles Darwin gave, is you've got all these birds, and one bird has a super long beak. Another bird, so this is like a bird right here. I know my drawing's terrible. Another bird has kind of a curved beak that's like very sturdy. And then another bird has like a very sturdy beak, but it's super short, right? And all 3 of these birds are on some kind of island, and basically what ends up happening is 2 of the birds usually die, right? Even though they came, let's just say, from the same mother or something like that. 2 of the birds eventually die out because this is the bird that's most suited to be on the island, simply because of their beak shape. So let's just say, I don't know, they're catching fish or something, and the longer beak helps them catch more fish. Or maybe they are able to put their beak into anthills or tree holes or something like that and eat more bugs or something, right? But for whatever reason, this is the bird that survives more, and so therefore the bird has children, and then pretty much eventually all of the content, or in this case the birds, have these long beaks. Right? So that's basically how evolution works in a nutshell. Obviously, there's more to it than that. But that's basically how evolution works. And it's the same thing with your content, right? So let's just say you do, one video on, this is actually, I'll just give my example of what I did when I first started on YouTube. So there were a few types of videos that I tested out. I tested out grant writing. Okay, grant writing. And I tested out degrees, college degrees content, okay? And then I tested out some career content. I also tested out budgeting. I did some budgeting content. I tested out some finance content, like investing, for normal people and that kind of thing. And I tested out other ones, but what happened is grant writing video didn't do that well. Degrees did pretty well. Career also did pretty well. Budgeting didn't do very well. And finance didn't do very well. And so what I did next is I made more videos on degrees. Okay, so I did more videos on degrees. And then I did more videos on career as well. And it turned out that the degree videos they were just hitting almost every time, right? They were just doing extremely well almost every time. And the career videos, like sometimes they'd hit, sometimes they wouldn't, right? And then, so it became very obvious that I should continue going with college degrees because there was a lot of opportunity there. And plus, I liked making them. I was kind of annoyed at the whole college degree system, and I could tell a lot of other people were as well, especially in the US. And so there was a lot for me to say there, and I wanted to do that. So we're just going to say, and so I don't have to write degrees a million times. I'm just going to say D for degrees. So all of the videos were degrees. And then I started testing out different formats of videos, right? So I started testing out degree reaction videos. So it's where I'm reacting to content. I started testing out degree news videos where I'm covering the news that have to do with degrees. I started testing out degree listicles. Okay, listicles. I started testing out degree how-tos. And I started testing out degree reviews. And what ended up happening is after I started testing these out, it became very clear that the listicle videos did the best. You know, some of these other videos would do okay. You know, sometimes how-tos and reviews would do well too. But after, you know, testing it out, after doing these three extensively, it became very, very obvious that the listicles were the big winner, right? And so almost all of my content ended up being listicles. And this is the evolution method. You literally just test stuff out, see how it does, look at it, analyze the data, and then you change your channel based on what is doing the best. You know, and listicles are basically like, you know, top 5 best math degrees or something like that, right? And that's how it works. And you just keep doing this method until you just nail your content more and more and more. And sometimes, by the way, you evolve and you change your niche. You always leave room for experimentation. And so I've changed my niche like 5 times, right? Now, most of the content that I cover is remote jobs at this particular time on my main channel. I just really like talking about remote jobs. I think they change people's lives, and I absolutely love remote jobs. So this is most of the content that I cover. But at some point in the future, maybe I'll get tired of it and I'll start covering, you know, side hustles or more just general make money online. Maybe I'll get tired of remote jobs and I'll just start covering make money online. And I'll be able to do that. Why? Because I have a personal brand. And that's what you can do when you have a personal brand. People eventually start watching the content for you, not for the content. At first, they watch the content for the content, but eventually they grow to like you, they grow to know, like, and trust you, and they start watching it for you. Okay? And then you can talk about anything at that point. Usually it's best to talk about things that are somewhat related. You know, so for instance, if you're talking about things involving making more money, you should continue talking about things that involve making more money. So for instance, going from college degree to career, from career to like remote jobs, and then from remote jobs to making money online or side hustles, that kind of thing, right? So yeah, but yeah, you can talk about anything at that point, right? So the evolution method doesn't just work for nailing things down, but it also works when it comes to pivoting and changing your niche, right? So you can test out random stuff with the evolution method. You know, if you, like, for instance, I was doing a lot of remote jobs and then, or for instance, I was doing a lot of degrees and then I started testing out stuff about jobs and remote jobs and alternative education and that kind of thing. And I saw what did best and then I followed whatever did best. So it's the evolution method, guys. The evolution method is incredibly powerful. And this is what you should do. Should always look at your stuff, see what's doing the best, see what your audience really likes, and then make more of that kind of thing, right? And it doesn't just go for formats, it goes for other things. For instance, adding a little bit of humor to your videos. In this video, I added humor. In this video, I didn't add humor. In this other video, I added dry humor. In this other video, I added this kind of humor. And you just see what your audience likes, right? In this video, I did a little bit of drama, right? A little bit of drama. So for instance, my most popular video ever was the most useless degrees. And obviously, that is a little bit dramatic, right? So I added some drama to that video, and it did quite well. And in fact, some of my best videos have some drama, right? So just taking note of these things and just noticing, like, okay, This is what your audience actually wants, and then making more of that thing. It's pretty simple. And you also keep in mind what you want to make, because don't make things if you absolutely hate it. And then also what actually makes money too. You know, college degrees, for instance, got a lot of views, but it wasn't that good for making money. And so it was better for me to switch to, you know, alternative education or jobs in general or remote jobs, right? For that reason, and for other reasons, because I kind of got tired of talking about college degrees as well. Right? So hopefully that makes sense, guys. If you want to learn more about exactly how to grow your YouTube channel, if you want me to tell you exactly how you can do this, I do have some free resources in the description and the pinned comment below. And you can also book a call with me to see if we're a good fit to work together. So have a good one. See you next time.